Hi everyone, my name is Reed Shepard, and I am a land use planner, and I work for a company called WSP. We've been hired by the municipality to help them with the municipal boundary review. And so, what I'm going to be doing is just walking through some of the background of this project, and then inviting you to participate in our online survey. And so I'll just give a little overview of the presentation. So first thing, we'll just walk through what the purpose of this and how the process kind of works. Just give a little bit of an overview of kind of some of the services that the municipality offers, and look at kind of what our councillors and warden does for the municipality, and then talk about some of the next steps. So the first question here is kind of looking at what is the purpose of a municipal boundary review. Basically, the province of Nova Scotia requires that municipalities do some engagement and review how many councillors in the councillors district boundaries every 8 years. And so and 2022 is one of those years. And so the province has outlined kind of a two-step process where step one, the municipality needs to consult the public on how many councillors and the type of government are appropriate. And then the second step is, once that number of councillors has been determined, to then look at making any changes or adjustments to the district boundaries that exist. So the focus of today's presentation and this first step in the process is we're only kind of focused on the number of councillors. But when you're looking at how many councillors are appropriate, it's helpful to step back and think about how does a municipal government work, and what are the types of things we should be thinking about when we're determining how many councillors are appropriate. So in thinking about that stuff, we can just look through a little bit of an outline of the various steps. So as I mentioned, we're kind of focused now on that public consultation. So right now, there is an online survey which is posted, which you'll see at the end of this presentation. It's also on the municipal website. They've been sharing information on Facebook, but essentially you can see the link to the survey at the end of this presentation. We also held a couple of open houses on June 7th and 8th, and those were held in Wedgeport, Tuscott, and West Pubnico. And so the results of those will be incorporated, as well as any results that are received either by email, but specifically through the online survey, which is up right now. So once the information is gathered, we at WSP will provide a report to the municipality on what people said about the number of councillors. The municipality is then going to conduct that second stage where they're looking at the districts and any adjustments that may need to be made to those, and then so those adjustments will be shared with the public. There will be a public consultation in that part, and then the final submission goes to the provincial utilities and review board. Just a bit of an overview of kind of what are some of the services that the municipality offers. It's similar to other municipalities in the province, but essentially, there's the role of council. There's a lot of different community services, grants, recreation services and facilities, finance, taxation, building inspection, development services, and other various services as well. So there's a lot of different services that the municipality kind of provides to the public. In terms of what councillors do, there's kind of two ways to look at this. There's individually, they act individually to assist residents. They attend different meetings. They provide communication. But as a group, they also kind of collectively make decisions that are more strategic or long term. They do things like involved in setting tax rates and area rates, and they do things like adopting bylaws and policies. You can also think about what a councillor does in terms of three areas where they're representing their constituents and communities on an individual basis. They're also representing the municipality and the residents on things like boards and committees. And then kind of a bit more in that group dynamic, there's that policy making area as well, where they're kind of setting objectives for the municipality and making strategic decisions. The municipality here is a warden system, which means that there are councillors. There are 9 councillors elected. Once those councillors are elected, those councillors among themselves will then elect a warden. So the warden is both a councillor and the warden, which is different from a mayor system where a mayor is elected at large by all of the constituents. So, but as I mentioned, the system here involves a warden. So the warden is a councillor, but they have other responsibilities as well. So they're the chair of the meetings. They're kind of an ex officio member of all committees of council. They do things like ceremonial functions or spokesperson on behalf of council and conversations with the media. They also may be involved in negotiations or representations with other governments, provincial, federal, and they're kind of a team leader and a team builder. But because they are a councillor, as well as being a warden, they have one vote on council, so similar to everyone else. So in terms of, as I mentioned, what we're looking for here is to get feedback from residents throughout the municipality, and the easiest way to do that is to go online to this link here and fill out the survey. It's no more than 10 minutes. It probably take you about 5 minutes, and there's a few questions there. Some of them are kind of asking you what types of things should we be thinking about when we're thinking about how many counselors are appropriate. What are the types of things you want to see from your counselor? And then ultimately, the question that we're trying to answer at the end of the day is how many counselors are appropriate to serve the municipality. So you can scan uh, the link here, and you can also click on the survey, and then you can also go on the municipality's website, and there will be a link to the survey there as well. So just looking at what next steps are, as I mentioned before, we'll do a report to the municipality on the results of this, and we will summarize all feedback that has been received through the open houses, through other means, and of course as well as the online survey. And then the municipality will then get into that next step about looking at the boundaries between districts and doing their final submission to the province of Nova Scotia. So that's the end of this presentation. I would welcome any feedback, comments. My email is there, reed.shepherd@wsp.com. You can also reach out on the municipal website, and there are some links there as well if you'd like to provide information. So thank you very much, and hope to hear from you through this survey.